Welcome to the Teaching Bites podcast. Here are your hosts, Fred and Sharon Jaravada.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Teaching Bites show, where we connect you with people and ideas to take your teaching to the next level. I'm your host, Sharon Jaravada.
And my name is Fred Jaravada. I'm sorry, I'm kind of itchy right now. We've been inundated with ants in the house.
Yeah, it's been raining here in San Francisco, and they need some warm to live. And
yeah, I know, but they're all over the kitchen. They're all over the everywhere. I mean, at least in the kitchen, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it just makes me feel itchy. That's why I got a haircut today. Because you've been bugging.
Yeah, because you said I'm not gonna get a haircut till January. I said, yeah, sure. So I kept bugging you, like rubbing it in.
Yeah. Well,
so you finally did it. You caved.
I didn't want to get a haircut because, of after the election,
What has to do with it?
You may
not be able to get a haircut again?
Well, I just wanted to see how long it could last. And my hair grows really fast. If you know me, my hair grows really fast. I mean, I almost get a haircut every 2, maybe 3 weeks.
I know. You have very thick hair, too.
It's thick hair, but I also like it really short on the sides and kind of longer on the top, like a faux hawk type of thing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's just stuff, whatever. But anyway, hi guys, welcome back to the Teaching Bites show. And like Sharon said, we are here to connect you with some awesome ideas. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about Scratch. Was that you trying to be a DJ?
Would you?
DJ SJ, Sharon Jaravada. Okay.
Scratch. So, what is Scratch?
All right.
Besides DJing.
So let me start what let me pull it up. Okay. Now, Scratch is a visual programming resource that you can find online. It's HTTP. Oh no, excuse me. You can find it on Google. Scratch. I don't have the exact. Let me pull it up.
Yeah.
Scratch. Okay, it's developed by MIT. It's by MIT's Lifelong Kindergarten Group. Amazing. I love that title of that group. They are an educational side of MIT, and they design lots of pretty cool, interesting stuff for the world of education. One of their biggest hits for students and for teachers is the website Scratch. Scratch is a visual programming coding site, and it's free, which is amazing. They work in conjunction with, I believe, in Harvard School of Ed also. I may be wrong, but I read it somewhere that they do work with all these schools of education over there.
So what's the website?
The website is scratch.mit.edu. Mm-hmm. You just search for it, and it should pop up the first thing. You'll see Scratch Imagine and Remix and so on. You'll see the cat, Scratchy Cat, Scratchy the cat. That's their main sprite. Okay, so a sprite is a character that does something that's been programmed to do whatever you want. Okay, so I use Scratch a lot with my students. I've done it with my 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, and up to the 8th grade. And what I did today, I did it with various subjects from science, math, language arts,
social studies,
and specifically a lot of it social studies. And I've done it this morning. I'm going to continue it tomorrow. We're using Scratch to develop animations, and that's what Scratch is very powerful for. You can make games, animations, you can create stories, and yeah, I think it's very powerful, and it teaches kids how to code. It teaches them computational thinking.
So, I am not in the classroom, right? You guys know that right now, full time. But Hour of Code is coming, right? Mm-hmm. So, code.org is great.
And they have Scratch there too. Scratch is on there also.
Right. So, but in my experience, it seems like Scratch is even more in-depth and complex than just a regular Angry Birds coding kind of thing.
So code.org is amazing just to get you in the door or explain things really, really well. right, in the beginning for the beginners. Even now, I'm in no way a coder. I'm no way a programmer myself, but I've learned past few years how to use it, Code.org and Scratch, and I learned a lot. Specifically the computational thinking. And what does that mean? It's the step-by-step problem solving. Okay, so breaking big problems down into smaller ones that you can solve. There are about 6, 7, maybe even 8 computational concepts that Scratch can cover. It covers sequencing, loops or looping, parallelism, events conditionals, I guess like variables, if-then statements. If this happens, then do this. Operators, data, and coordinates. So those are, I think, the biggest computational concepts covered. But I mix that in with the 21st century skills of the 4 C's: creativity, collaboration, critical thinking, and communication. So my students, they either work by themselves or together with another partner. And they have to help each other out finding the code. I don't show them everything. I only show them a little bit, and they have to figure things out. So they have to click all over the place.
Yeah.
They can't really break it. I mean, if you delete something, you have the undo button, but if it's gone, just redo it again.
So logistically, if your kids want to make their own project, do they log in with their own email addresses?
Right. So you can. There's ways to do that. I actually made a video on that actually explains things in a better way, because you can have it. However, you had to check your school's online policy. 13 years old, the COPA law. I forget what COPA stands for.
Yeah, we have it in our other episode.
Yeah, I think Sharon could put
Child
that.
operation.
Sharon could put that in the show notes also, the COPA law. But basically, you have to be over 13 to have an account online, because a lot of these sites do get information about the student. Scratch is really good. They are open source. They are MIT, and they are the Lifelong Kindergarten Group. They do get some information, but it's really for just to figure out the demographics and see how that works. But they are really good. There are ways to make student accounts, but I explained this in this video later. I'm going to explain.
Oh, cool. So I just found what COPA stands for. It stands for Children's Online Privacy Protection Rule.
Yes. So that's an overall U.S. law, right, I believe?
Federal Trade Commission website, FTC.
Is it a law?
It's not a law. It says...
I think it's a guideline for sure for schools, and a lot of schools use that. So always refer to your school's online policy. Okay.
Right. They all differ. So
that basically, if you're under 13, you have to make your own login and stuff. You got to find workarounds of that.
Right. Okay. So
it's online. It's online. So any browser works. Firefox, Safari, and Chrome. I use Chrome a lot, and I will default to Safari to try it out again. It does not work on tablets yet. They've been saying that since a year or 2 years ago, that they're going to come out on a tablet version. There is a tablet version called Scratch Junior, okay, but that's designed for K2, 3, K2. Scratch Online, it's designed for 3rd grade to up to high school. But I've done it with my 2nd graders also. Obviously, I adjust as the age levels go.
So Scratch regular. You could see other people's projects, right? Can you see that other people's projects on Scratch Junior?
No, not on Junior. It's a closed community.
Okay.
One of the things about Scratch is that they encourage the sharing of projects so others can remix it. This works under their licensing of the Creative Commons, where people can take other people's work and they can remix it. This is the remixing part. And make a new version or their own things their way. Okay? And that is a great thing, I believe, because it does encourage collaboration. It encourages openness. It encourages a sense of community. And that's one of the big things about Scratch does, a sense of creativity and community. Okay, so there's tons of projects that people have done, and if you like a certain way their character has moved or done something, you can copy that code you can copy that code and put it into your own Scratch project, whether it's a story or animation and so on. All right, so that's why Scratch is as powerful, and it's free. I mean, it's amazing. Now, it does look kind of weird to the average educator. It looks kind of weird, but it's visual. It's straight visual, and it does make sense. All you need to do is kind of read what's happening. Like if you click the green flag, then this will happen. Then this will happen, and do that 4 times.
Well, it's laid out easily, I think.
It's laid out easily, but there is a learning curve. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I made a lot of mistakes along the way. I had to learn. I had to sit there and just learn all this stuff. Do I know everything? No way. But I think I do know. I know the basics really well, and I want my kids to figure things out themselves. We do have kids who have been doing it by themselves. I had one kid today, and he was telling me, "Yeah, Mr. J, I have done this for the past 4 years." I'm like, "Wow,
one
okay."
project?
Well, I'm several projects.
Oh, wow!
But he's done it 4 years already, so great. And he's in he's in 6th grade, so he's done it since 2nd grade.
Wow!
So I wanted him to show me his stuff, but he couldn't remember his password.
Oh,
so
that's
I told him to
another.
come back tomorrow. Well, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
So one thing I created this video course, and I have it in our Teachers Pay Teachers store. I think a lot of teachers know what Teachers Pay Teachers. It's an online marketplace where teachers can share and sell their resources to other teachers. So all these stuff are created by teachers and selling it to teachers, hence the Teachers Pay Teachers. I have one right now. It's brand new. I made it about a week ago, and it's picking up, which is great, and it's very useful. I go over the concepts of Scratch. I go over the practical ways to set it up for a class, and the things you got to watch out for. I made all these mistakes, so I'm cutting through all this time for the listener watching the video, and giving you the shortcuts.
Yeah, so for someone like me, I'm a beginner. I don't know how to use this.
Yeah. Now, there are quite a few things online. You can go to YouTube. You can just bring it up. But a lot of those are either the older version or the newer version. However, it's probably not the one you're looking for. So I do share that. The first half, I talk about the background, the setting up of Scratch in your classroom, in your class, your students. The second half, I lay out some 9 challenges for the students to do. So which is cool, and you've seen this, is that I basically have the teacher play the video, and I direct the students what to do. Or I give them the challenge. And then I ask the teacher to pause, and then I show them one way to execute the challenge. Now, in coding, there's a lot of ways to do things. There's a lot of ways to do the similar thing.
Right.
If you want to walk this way, one direction, there are a couple ways to do that. Okay? Maybe there's about 2, maybe 3 ways to do that. But in coding, when they get older, once they get when they learn computational thinking, they're going to learn how to be more efficient in things.
Right.
And that's what coding is, being more efficient with the code, and being efficient and being elegant about it. And that's why I have my 3 E's. Is it effective? Is it efficient? And then is it elegant?
It has to be in that order.
Well, yeah, I think so.
Right?
When I teach robotics and when I teach coding, those are my 3 things I always emphasize. I stole that. I think a politician actually said that 10 years ago. So I stole that somewhere. I don't even know his name.
We're all about stealing.
But I'm going to take it right now. It's the 3 E's. I want this project to be, or this code in particular, I want it to be effective. I want it to be efficient. And last, I want it to be elegant.
So that's the order. Effective, efficient, elegant. Cool.
That works in robotics too. So. So they had to tweak things. Is it effective, right? But moving on. Yeah, so I think Scratch is awesome. Again, code.org is great. You can have your kids get started on there. There is a curriculum that you can use, code.org's coding curriculum. There's ways to get that started. I've done that too over the past couple of years, and it's a great success in our school. But when it comes I challenge all the students in the 2 elementary schools that I work at, and they go ahead and try to complete that code.org challenge. At Scratch, with the individual classrooms I work with the teachers.
Yeah, my students actually, is she the one that's doing the Scratch by herself? She's making games. I think that's what she's using.
So what can you do with Scratch? You can make games. Okay, you can make it simple as Pong. You can make it as simple as Jeopardy. You can make it as simple as Tic-Tac-Toe. You can make it... You can do presentations. So I've moved on. I've encouraged teachers to move on from having your kids do a PowerPoint or a Keynote or a Prezi and make a Scratch presentation. Another project idea is to use, say in 3rd grade. What's a big pop-up 3rd grade? You teach 3rd grade. What's a popular thing?
San Francisco communities.
Okay, so neighborhoods, right? So landmarks and so on, right? Landmark communities in your hometown. You can have students make a presentation with that, right? You could use PowerPoint, Keynote,
or teach each other about it, like that.
Yeah, exactly. Or Haiku Deck or whatever. But let's take a next step and let's code it. Okay, so you're gonna the kids will have to learn how to switch backgrounds, how to switch sprites. Sprites are the main characters or characters. Colors, how they switch, and so on. So they're learning they're not just creating a slide deck. They're actually learning how to code,
manipulate.
There's math involved, right? There's math involved. There's just computational thinking. Right, some logic. There's a lot of logic.
Thinking, logic, sequencing.
Right. So it's simple math too. You don't have to be a math. Okay, you don't have to be a math genius. You don't have to be a coding genius. Okay, there's one coder she talked about. You don't have to be a coding genius to code. Do you have to be a reading genius to read? No, you don't. Right. It just takes practice. Just like reading, you just need practice. It gets easier and easier as you go along. Okay, so Scratch, amazing product, amazing service developed by MIT's lifelong kindergarten group. We highly, highly suggest you use that.
Play with it, see how how it works.
That's the key. Teachers, play with it. You can't break it. Play with it. Try it out. If it gets really confusing, if you want to do more, however, check out our Teachers Pay Teachers store. Okay. Right now, I think the Cyber Monday sale has ended. I believe it was going off like $8, but regular price it's $11 right now. All right, folks.
All right.
Hope this was helpful for you all, and please go ahead and share this with your colleagues. All right. Please go ahead and give us an honest rating on iTunes and share. If you have any questions, email us. I'm Fred at teachingbytes.com.
And I'm Sharon at teachingbytes.com.
All right, guys. Have a good one. Peace.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Teaching Bytes podcast at www.teachingbytes.com.